Coming up in just a few moments, we'll have today's live trade, and I think you're really going to enjoy the parameters of this trade. I'm Don Singletary. Welcome to the channel. You know, this type of investing, day trading the Micro E-minis and sometimes other micro contracts, it's not the same as long-term buy and hold stock investing. Not at all. Not for retirement or college funds. It's a business of day trading in a higher risk category in exchange for the potential of immediate profits. Almost all the time I have no overnight positions. None at all. It's just the nature of day trading. Now, everyone's wins and losses are best expressed as percentages, because while a $100,000 account gains of 5% would be $5,000, someone with a $3,000 account, 5% would make about $150 in that day. Now, everyone's wins and losses are relative to their own account size, and hopefully you realize that. And so in starting out, we measure our progress with a percentage of profit loss. If you're making $100 a day consistently with a $5,000 account, that's amazing, and it would be the same return as making $1,000 a day with a $50,000 account. And here with the Micro E-minis, we day trade small so we can learn this type of trading. We're trading in point increments of only $2, 50 cents, or $5 per point. It's a very interesting and new way because these Micro E-minis were never available in these small increments until May of 2019. Now, I'll have more after today's live trade, but I really want to get it started because I think you're going to enjoy this. Here we go. Over 11,000 subscribers and well over 100 free videos. Subscribe now so you won't miss the featured trade of the week and hit that notification bell. Now, if you're new to the channel, I want to tell you what I'm going to do now is what I call the trade setup. When I bring a new trade in every week to show to you, this is what I go through, and I use the same consistent setup. We're going to be trading February 3rd, 2022, and we're going to trade one contract of the S&P 500 Micro E-mini. It trades for $5 a point. Now, what you're looking at is the Tastyworks screen. I have the white background so that it shows up well for the video here. Plus, it allows you to be able to print out the pages without using a ton of ink. On the top is the chart, the 5-minute candlesticks, and the bottom, the MACD with standard default settings. I'm going to zoom in on the top part here, the chart, and the market opens at 9:30, and you can see that it stays pretty flat all day long. Now, I'm going to make this trade out here in the afternoon at about 2:39 right here, and you can see the market's flat all day. Now, what's significant about that? The fact that there's no prevalent trend in the market. And we're going to use the MACD in a moment and the fact that it's neither an up or down major trend for the day to make a decision to go into this trade. Let me show you how that's done. About 2:15, I notice I've got several red candlesticks up there on the chart showing some weakness in the market. At the same time, the green line's below the red line and both well below the zero line. Now, if you watch my beginner's videos, you know that's a sign that momentum could be taking a turn for the market to go down. It's always a gamble, 50-50 at best, but at this particular time, I think it's much more likely the market is going to go down rather than up. So I venture to take a trade. And you know, as I always say, we have to make every decision in day trading before we have all the facts we need to make a perfect decision. And that's a huge mental hurdle for some people, especially the perfectionist among you, because you're never going to get that guarantee before you pull the trigger on a trade. Okay, this is a couple of minutes into the trade. I shorted one contract. That means I'm trading at $5 a point at 44.93 and a quarter. My stop is 44.92 and a quarter. So you see, the worst thing can happen to me in this trade already, and I'm only 2 minutes in, is that I'm going to make $5, which would more than cover the commissions. So it's effectively a free trade, and I've had not even $5 drawdown in the trade from now on. Now I'm taking my Tastyworks mouse here, doing a left click thing, and I'm looking for a chance to pull my stop down even more. The market's trading 44.88, you see, at the current time. And I have my finger down on the left mouse button, and it won't change that stop market price until I let go of that button, which I haven't done yet, because I often hold the button down while I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next in a trade. And I finally make a decision here and move my stop down to 44.88. Now, as you see on the screen, that means I've locked in. The worst case scenario in this trade now is that I'm going to make $27.50. And having this trade in progress like this, where there's no drawdown, allows you to be very calm and relaxed emotionally and mentally, because when you make bad decisions, the time you make most of your bad decisions is when you're in the hole, when you have drawdown on a trade, and you're wrestling with trying to make a decision to stay into it or to get out of the trade because it's not going your way. And that happens a lot. I just moved my target down to 44.65. No particular math involved in that decision. I'm just kind of getting it out of the way, and I won't have to think about it anymore. Most of the trades I exit are not because they hit the target price. They're because I've moved the stop down. And if you've watched many of the videos on the channel, I know that you've noticed that. It's not terribly important to have a target order down there. So don't let it take any large percentage of your attention. Just get it out of the way and don't worry about it. Now I'm watching this trade. I'm trading down at 44.83 right now. And that means I've got just about a $50 profit, an unrealized gain, I should say. It isn't a profit until you take it. It's only an unrealized gain. It's a possibility. But I just moved my stop down to 44.85. Okay, I'm going to let you do the math this time. How much profit do I have locked in on this trade right now? 44.93 1/4 minus 44.85 is 8 1/4 points. $41.25. And we're trading 44.8275 down there. We're only 1.5, 2 points away from being stopped out on the trade. But there's not a lot of volatility happening. Plus, I happen to get on the right side of this trade. It hasn't backed up at any. See the red candlesticks there progressively going down more and more. Now I just locked in the stop at 44.84. So do the math there and tell me if I get stopped out there. It's trading 44.83 now, so I'm very, very, very close to being stopped out. A point to a point and a half. Now it'll vary how much that distance is between your stop and the market, depending on the general volatility of the market every day when you trade. And as you get more experience, you begin to better gauge that. There you go. I'm stopped out at 44.84. You know, one of the things you got to get used to when you're trading is you got to realize that getting stopped out is not the enemy. I mean, you know, there are sometimes you can run a stop too close and you go, oh, well, I could have made some more money, and you make a mistake doing it. But many times, like when I floated this stop only 1.5 points away from that, I'm thinking in my mind, I know I've got over a $40 profit in less than 8 minutes. So whatever happens, it's not going to be a bad trade or a bad day. It's not a terrible thing to get stopped out. So don't be afraid, especially if you've got significant unrealized profits. And making $40 in 8 minutes isn't shabby, so if you get stopped out, hey, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? I suppose it's a funny way to think about it, but I always trade, and I feel like I've got an elephant in the room sitting right beside me. And that elephant is that I know from experience, years and years of trading and thousands of trades, you are never, ever going to be able to make a series of perfect decisions during the majority of your trades. You just won't know. Sometimes you run a stop really close, you get stopped out, and you go, oh no, I really thought I could make a little more money with that. But then you find out 5 minutes later when the trade's over that it saved you from giving all your profits back. It was serendipity, an accident or something. And it goes the other way sometimes too. You can realize if you had not been stopped out, or if you had put the stop in a different place, you judge yourself with the genius of hindsight and you think, boy, I could have made 2 or 3 times the money. I'm going to remember that. But then you can't make a memory that's going to be the gauge of all your other trades. Each trade, like every trader, is unique and individual. And if you can't get used to living with that elephant in the room, the fact that you cannot make perfect decisions in this kind of trading, you probably won't be able to last for the long term. But I hope you do, of course. I really hope you'll take a look at the table of contents of my book at the link below. It has the same type of straight talk and common sense that we use in over 100 videos here on the channel, and the book sales help support the channel, and it's an easier and faster way for you to learn because you learn very quickly which terms are the important ones, and that speeds up your learning. If you like the look of the trading platform you see in the videos here on the channel, that's Tastyworks, and there's a broker link in the text below this video. Great fun today. I'm glad you were along. Be sure and hit that like button if you want to see more videos like this one. It's kind of a vote that helps me get forward the material here on the channel that you need to see. I'd appreciate that help very, very much. I'm Don Singletary, and I hope every day is a payday for you. Thank you.